Welcome back. Kawhi Leonard back in Toronto tonight where he will receive his championship ring. Scottie, they're going to do a whole ceremony for him. We saw a little clip at the top of the show, part of the video they're going to play for him. Do you think he's going to get a standing ovation tonight?
sure.
Nothing but love, right?
Escorted in from the airport. Yes, escorted in. He should get the red carpet all the way to his hotel room and to the court.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy did what every player wants to do. You want to come, you want to win and conquer. And that's what he did. And it can't be any bad blood between him and those fans there because he delivered something that they wanted for a long time.
Yeah, Brian, I was trying to figure out, so we were talking about, is he the greatest player in Raptors history despite only being there for a season? And the paradigm is kind of like this, right? Take LeBron James, arguably one of the top 3 players ever. But is he the best Laker ever? You would say no, right? Because even though he is probably the best player to put on a Laker uniform, he's not the best Laker, not yet with what he's done. So is Kawhi the best Raptors player ever or the best player to ever put on a Raptors uniform?
Yes.
Everything.
Both. I've had the opportunity to be around a lot of guys who have won championships. Now, this guy won 6 of them. It's a little bit harder for him, but for these teams, for him to have the perspective on this, because these teams that win 1,
right,
it is so damn hard to win 1 when you don't have 2 of the greatest 50 players of all time and you win 6.
Right.
And I am a firm believer, and I have preached this in Cleveland, and I really don't think that in Cleveland they get it. You should celebrate that championship like you're celebrating a momentous event in the history of the city. Portland is a great example of this. Mm-hmm. If you go talk to somebody who's 25 years old in Portland and you say the spirit of 76, they will know what that is, even though they were nowhere around in 76 when they won. 77, sorry.
I was going to say
77.
It was 79.
So my point about Toronto is they need to celebrate this 2019 championship forever. And that means to me, Kawhi's number goes in the rafters. Nobody wears that number again. And tonight,
1 season and he goes in the rafters.
I don't even think it's a debate.
It's not even a debate.
Put it in the rafters. No statue, but put it in the rafters and start the celebration of that 2019 glorious moment tonight and remember him forever and cheer him standing ovation every time he plays there the rest of his career.
Well, Kawhi said at shoot-around he expects some boos here and there. I do not expect any boos here or there. Canadians are both too classy, too nice, and too smart to do anything like that. He will be celebrated. I do want to talk a little more, though, about the guy who brought Kawhi to Toronto in the first place. We started this conversation in the last segment. Masai Ujiri has 2 years left on his contract. According to reporting from Ramona Shelburne and Woj today, there has been no discussion on an extension, but it's possible Toronto ownership could offer him an extension in 2020 that expands his responsibilities and compensation. So, Brian, what do you think is Masai's future with the Raptors? If you had to call it now, is he still in Toronto in 2 years?
If Masai wanted to sign an extension this afternoon, it would be signed by tonight.
Yes.
He obviously could have left last year for Washington and didn't. He could have named his price last year and didn't. There's a reason why he's saving it. He wants to see how things go in Toronto. Mm-hmm. This season's already going better than I think anybody thought, maybe even him. What he is saying is his contract is through 2021, and he will serve that contract out. I would be concerned about this if I was the Raptors. I would be preparing for contingency plans if he decides he wants to leave. But again, while you'd never want to see him go, he has absolutely given Toronto everything they possibly could. And if he comes to you and says, I want to go, I would say, Masai, we respect you enough that we will allow you to leave. But if you'd like to sign an extension, we'd be love to give you one right now as well.
So much money, so very much money. What do you think? Should he stay in a place where obviously, he built that program.
Based on how this team is playing this season and knowing that they only lost one very important player, I still think he has some life there. And I think that if he could plug a good piece in, that there's still some success for that team there in Toronto. I'm not saying that they can win another title, but they can maybe make it back to the NBA Finals.
Look, there's always luck involved in any championship, right? We've shown that Game 7 shot from Kawhi. Yes. It takes a slightly different bounce. They're out in the second round. It's a completely different conversation. That being said, your front office can put you in the position to succeed. And we have seen the difference over and over again. And I feel like even more so in the past 5 years than maybe in previous years of what a difference a smart front office has made. And the fact that Masai Ujiri rolled the dice trading away DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi, a move that was not popular initially to begin with, the way he's positioned the team even after Kawhi's departure to be successful, the contract extension with Kyle Lowry actually gives them more flexibility to keep him or trade him, the way he's managed those contracts. He is an asset for any team that would want him. And off the court, too, he has this Giants of Africa program that has made a huge difference in not just people's lives in Africa, but in the NBA's life. We have seen this pipeline now into the league of a way of discovering players with these huge talents and sort of exposing the NBA and improving and diversifying the NBA through partly of his efforts. Wow. And the fact that he has asked the Raptors to make a big financial investment as part of him staying there, and that the idea would be if he went to the Knicks or some other team, he would also ask them for that, to me shows a little bit about what kind of person Masai Ujiri is, that he's not just taking the money for himself, that he's giving it back.
That's true, but
in so many ways.
I would just tell you, in the environment of the NBA where money is generally boundless,
it's a lot of money.
Money will not be a factor in Masai's decision.
It is. There's
just
so much money.
Anywhere he can go, whether it's for his foundation or whether it's for him.
So much
money. Don't
go
to New York.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.